Hey there, it's Rosie from iHeartRecipes, and in this video, I am making an old-fashioned homemade banana pudding. So you're going to need a non-stick pan. I say non-stick because you're going to mess up the non-stick pan simply because we're doing a lot of whisking. I added in some sugar. I'm now adding my salt. You're also going to need some ground nutmeg, and of course you're going to need some cornstarch. So once everything's in there, we are going to mix everything until well combined, and now we're going to start pouring in some milk. I'm using whole milk, but you can definitely use 2%. Once the milk is in there, make sure you whisk continuously, and then we're going to turn the heat up to medium. Let this mixture cook over medium heat for about 10 minutes. And now we're going to dish out about 2/3 cup of that hot mixture. So the heat should be on about low at this time. And here we have 3 eggs. We're going to lightly beat them, and we're going to slowly start pouring in that hot mixture. This brings the temperature of the eggs up, so when we do add the eggs to our pan, the eggs will not scramble or cook or anything like that. So now we're going to pour in that egg mixture nice and slowly, and we're going to whisk while we do that. Make sure everything is nice and lump free, and at this time we're going to add in some vanilla extract. Once the vanilla is in there, make sure you mix everything, and we're going to let this cook still over low heat for about 3 more minutes. Now, if you're enjoying this recipe, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And also let me know what your favorite dessert is down below, so if I have a recipe for it, I can record it for you. So you're going to need a heat resistant bowl. We're going to take our hot pudding and we're going to pour it in that bowl. And now we're going to grab some plastic wrap and we're going to cover it. Make sure the plastic wrap is touching the pudding so that your pudding does not form a skin. We're going to just let this sit out until it is room temperature. So now we're making our whipped cream. You're going to need some heavy whipping cream and some confectioner's sugar. That is all you need for homemade whipped cream. You can indeed add some vanilla extract in there if you want, but it's really not necessary in my opinion. I'm now just going to mix this on high speed using my handheld mixer, and once it resembles whipped cream, well, that's what it is. We are done. So now let's build our banana pudding. So all this time I've been showing you everything but the bananas. Well, here they are. You're going to need some ripe bananas. I'm using 4 large bananas because I like lots of bananas in my banana pudding. If you don't have to use as many. Same thing for my vanilla wafers that I'm using. I love vanilla wafers. So just keep in mind you can use as much or as little of the bananas and vanilla wafers that you want. So we're going to start off by lining our vanilla wafers and our bananas at the bottom. And our pudding is done. Again, I just let this sit out until it reached room temperature. Now I'm just going to mix it to make sure everything is nice and smooth, which it is. It is so silky. And I'm going to start adding a layer of that pudding on top of our wafers and bananas. You're just going to smooth that on out, and then you're just going to repeat the layering process, okay? So we're going to go right back to the wafers and bananas. Again, I love lots of wafers and bananas. And if you would like the exact measurements for this recipe, you can find it on my blog, iHeartRecipes.com. I'm going to leave a link in the description box, as well as links to more of my videos, so check down below. So now we're going to add the whipped cream, and I just add a little bit at a time, and then I'm going to smooth it out with this spatula. Usually people like to use vanilla wafers. I actually like using them too, but I prefer nowadays, I like to use these chessman cookies. They are so good. So we're just going to add those on top just like this. And then once I have them all on top, I like to press them down a bit. You don't have to do that. It's just, to me, I think it looks better, but that's it. All you have to do now is dig in and enjoy. And this pudding is the perfect texture. It is not too thick, it's not runny, it is just nice, silky, and smooth. Definitely give this recipe a try and tell me what you think. And coming up next, I'm going to share my recipe for a completely homemade caramel cake. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And don't forget, I upload every Sunday and Wednesday.